Thursday, November 13th. Salem glows under the lights of the Dr. Tom Horton Free Clinic Gala, a night meant for hope, legacy, and celebration. The chandeliers shimmer, the orchestra swells, and familiar faces fill the ballroom: Marlena, Kayla, Will, and EJ DiMera, hiding tension behind his champagne smile. And then, Sammy Brady arrives. Elegant, fearless, dangerous. Her return turns every head and reignites every buried emotion. But in Salem, beauty always hides betrayal. Every toast conceals a truth. And before this perfect night ends, one secret will explode, and nothing will ever be the same again. The night begins with applause, soft at first, then swelling like a wave of hope washing over the ballroom. Beneath the golden chandeliers, Marlena Evans steps forward, composed, radiant, her smile the very definition of grace. Beside her stand Kayla Johnson, steady as ever, and Eric Brady, finally home again. It's been too long since Salem saw this trio together, the past, present, and future of its healing heart. As Eric takes the microphone, a hush falls over the crowd. He begins to speak, his voice warm, calm, and full of quiet conviction. He talks about second chances, about healing wounds that time alone can't close, about forgiveness. But beneath his steady tone, something flickers, a trace of pain that no words can hide. He's been broken before, and tonight, you can hear the man behind the preacher, one who's still trying to make peace with the ghosts that followed him home. Across the room, Nicole Walker listens, her heart caught between pride and regret. Her eyes linger on him longer than she should, remembering what they had, and what they lost. Meanwhile, Will Horton leans toward his grandmother. It feels like home again, doesn't it? Marlena smiles, but her voice carries a chill that cuts through the warmth. For now, darling. But in Salem, peace never lasts. Her words hang in the air like prophecy, a reminder that in this town, even love comes with an expiration date. And then, the doors open. Every conversation halts. Every head turns. Because when Sammy Brady enters a room, she doesn't just walk in, she claims it. She's dressed in midnight satin, her hair perfectly swept back, her smile sharp enough to slice through the tension. The camera flashes. The orchestra falters. Even the air seems to shift, as if Salem itself knows that chaos has arrived. Sammy's back. For a moment, the crowd buzzes, whispers ripple across the room. Some admire her confidence, others brace for the storm they know she'll bring. And standing at the bar, his expression unreadable, is EJ DiMera. Tall, controlled, dangerous. But when his eyes find hers across the crowd, control vanishes. Years of love, betrayal, and obsession collide in a single glance, and suddenly, the past isn't past at all. He takes a slow sip of champagne, eyes never leaving hers. When she approaches, the crowd parts as if the universe itself wants to witness what comes next. EJ's voice is low, smooth, but trembling with tension. Back in town 2 days and already making headlines. Some things never change, Samantha. Sammy's lips curl into that infamous smile, half challenge, half promise. And some things do, like who I choose to spend the rest of my life with. Her hand lifts, and the room gasps. A diamond ring glitters under the chandelier's light, bright, bold, deliberate. It's more than jewelry. It's a message, a warning, and it's aimed straight at EJ. He hides behind a faint smirk, but his eyes betray the storm building inside. Congratulations, he says evenly, though the word lands heavy, bitter, wounded. For a moment, time stands still. Every glance in the room feels pulled toward them, drawn into their gravitational field of unfinished desire and unspoken fury. Then, as quickly as she arrived, Sammy turns, laughing lightly, deflecting attention, pretending nothing just exploded between them. But everyone can feel it. That electric charge, that dangerous chemistry, the kind of tension that never dies, only waits to detonate. While all eyes are on Sammy Brady and the tension sparking between her and EJ, something quieter, and far more mysterious, brews across the ballroom. Kat Green, ever the picture of poise, moves gracefully between tables, clipboard in hand, her elegant smile fixed like armor. The perfect hostess, calm, efficient, unshakable. But behind those polished eyes, her mind is racing. Every time she looks toward the demerit table, something twists inside her. A pull she can't explain. EJ's face, Sammy's voice. They stir something, not recognition exactly, but memory, hazy and distant, like a dream she once had and can't quite wake from. She shakes it off, refocuses, forcing herself to check the catering schedule. And that's when a familiar voice cuts through the music. "Careful, darling," comes the playful drawl. "That stare of yours could melt a martini glass." Leo Stark. Salem's resident chaos magnet, gossip king, and master of inconvenient timing. Kat exhales, forcing a polite laugh. "I'm just observing the crowd." Leo's grin widens, eyes glittering like he already smells scandal. "Observing? Oh, sweetheart, I've seen that look before. You recognize her, don't you? Sammy Brady." Kat hesitates, a heartbeat too long. Her gaze flickers across the ballroom to Sammy, who's laughing with Roman now, all charm and confidence. A single flash, a hospital room, a voice reading from a book, Wuthering Heights maybe, crosses Kat's mind like lightning. Then it's gone. "You're imagining things," she says firmly. But Leo catches the tremor in her tone. He leans closer, whispering with delight, "Oh, I'm imagining something, all right, and it's juicy." Kat turns away sharply, pretending to check her notes. But her hand trembles ever so slightly. Leo watches her go, intrigued. Because in a room full of performers, he knows when someone's act is slipping. And tonight, Kat Green might just be the most fascinating mystery of all. A woman haunted by memories she doesn't even know she has. While the gala downstairs sparkles with champagne and laughter, upstairs, the air feels heavier. Still, dangerous. Inside a dim side office of the Salem Inn, Gwen von Leuschner sits hunched over a desk, her fingers trembling as she ends a whispered phone call. "It's done," she says, her voice cracking slightly. "The files are transferred. But if anyone finds out," a distorted voice replies from the speaker, cold and mechanical. "They won't. As long as you remember your part in this." Static hums through the silence. Gwen stares down at the small flash drive beside her, marked with a name that shouldn't exist. Project Phoenix. A silver Demera crest burned into the casing. Her reflection wavers in the dark screen of the computer, pale, frightened, uncertain. This isn't just another con. It's something much darker, something that should have stayed buried. She glances toward the door, heart pounding. The muffled sound of music from the ballroom feels a world away. Suddenly, footsteps echo in the hallway. Closer, louder. Gwen freezes. The doorknob turns. The door opens, and standing there is Mark Green, Kat's brother. His usually calm demeanor is gone, replaced with anxiety. "You shouldn't be here," he hisses, stepping inside and closing the door behind him. "If EJ finds you digging into lab files." "I wasn't digging," Gwen blurts, too fast. "I was just checking the guest schedule." Mark's eyes narrow. Guest schedules don't require hacking Demera archives. Her face goes pale. "You don't understand." "I understand perfectly," he cuts in. "You're in over your head. And if you keep this up, you won't survive it." He turns to leave, but not before his voice softens, almost pitying. "Whatever you think you're doing, Gwen, stop." The door shuts behind him. For a long moment, Gwen just sits there, staring at the flash drive. Her hands shake, her breath ragged. Then, with grim determination, she slips it into her purse. "Too late to stop now," she whispers. "Because whatever Project Phoenix really is, it's already begun. And it's about to set Salem on fire." Back downstairs, the energy in the ballroom softens as the lights dim to gold. The orchestra fades into silence. A hush ripples through the crowd. Then, the screen flickers to life. A tribute video begins, chronicling the legacy of Salem's most beloved family, the Hortons. Soft piano music fills the room as black and white photos glide past, moments of laughter, weddings, and community service. For a moment, the crowd is united, nostalgic, proud, at peace. But peace, in Salem, never lasts long. Because then, the next image appears. And it changes everything. It's a photo taken decades ago, a charity clinic in Europe. At the center stands a young Sammy Brady, smiling brightly in a volunteer's uniform. Beside her, unmistakable even then, E.J. DiMera, younger, but already wearing that same cold intensity in his eyes. And in the background, almost blurred by the camera's focus, a woman. Her face is half-shadowed, but visible enough to freeze one person in place. Cat Green. Her breath catches. Her fingers tighten around her glass until it nearly slips. The sound of her heartbeat drowns out the applause around her. It can't be her. It shouldn't be her. And yet, every feature, every angle, it is. The image vanishes, replaced by another, but the damage is done. Her world tilts, spinning into confusion. Across the ballroom, Leo Stark notices. He watches her expression shift from surprise, to recognition, to dread. And his smirk slowly curls. He's just found the biggest story in Salem. The question now isn't whether Kat remembers. It's why she was there, and what EJ and Sammy were really doing at that clinic. Because tonight, the past hasn't just resurfaced. It's demanding to be seen. And for Kat Green, the truth may not just rewrite her future, it may destroy it. The tribute ends with thunderous applause. Glasses clink, music swells, and for a moment, it feels like the night has survived its shadows. Eric Brady steps forward, raising his glass high. To hope, he says. To the clinic, and to the future of Salem. The crowd echoes his toast, to Salem, and laughter fills the air. But not everyone's laughing, because behind the smiles, something darker is stirring. At the edge of the ballroom, E.J. DiMera stands alone. His face is composed, but his eyes betray him, flickering between pride and paranoia. He's checked his phone twice already, each time more anxious than the last. Finally, he slips away, stepping through the terrace doors into the cold November air. The night outside is silent, but his thoughts aren't. He exhales sharply, loosening his tie, muttering under his breath, "Not tonight, not now." But before he can regain control, he hears footsteps. Sammy Brady. Of course. She appears in the doorway, her expression unreadable. For a moment, they just stand there, years of love, betrayal, and unfinished business hanging heavy between them. EJ doesn't look up. "You think this engagement will make me jealous?" Sammy's voice is quiet, but steady. "No, I think it'll make me free." That word, free, cuts deeper than she knows. EJ finally meets her gaze, and for the briefest moment, they're not enemies, not rivals, just two people who can't stop orbiting each other. And then, the spell breaks. A faint alarm hums in the distance. Barely audible at first, but unmistakable. Mechanical. Urgent. EJ's phone vibrates. He glances at the screen, and his blood runs cold. A message from Dr. Wilhelm Rolf, Experiment 47, unstable. Immediate attention required. EJ's mask slips completely. The charm, the confidence, the civility, gone. In its place, raw panic. He whispers to himself, "It's begun." Inside, the music continues, laughter, dancing, toasts to the future. But outside, Salem's greatest secret has just awakened. And the night of light has transformed into a night of reckoning. The orchestra plays on. Couples dance beneath the chandeliers. Cameras flash as the night seems to glide toward perfection. But the camera doesn't linger on the laughter, it moves slowly through the cracks. Gwen von Leuschner stands near the bar, clutching her purse close. Inside it, the stolen Project Phoenix flash drive, burning like guilt against her hand. Her eyes dart nervously toward the exit, as if she's ready to run. Across the room, Cat Green remains frozen, staring at nothing, haunted by that photograph. The world moves around her, but she's trapped, suspended between memory and denial. Who was she back then? And why does she feel like someone erased years from her life? Outside, under the shadows of the terrace, E.J. Demera disappears into the night, phone in hand, determination in his stride. He's heading for the lab, for the secret he swore would never be exposed. And Sammy watches him go. Her smile fades. Her confidence cracks. Because deep down, she knows, E.J. isn't chasing a business problem. He's chasing something monstrous, something alive. Midnight approaches. The gala, once full of light, begins to dim. A sudden gasp. A scream. A glass shatters somewhere in the ballroom. The music stops. And in that frozen moment, the illusion breaks. Every secret, every lie, every experiment hidden beneath Salem begins clawing its way to the surface. This night will no longer be remembered for its elegance, but for the moment everything changed. Because in days of our lives, no gala ends in peace, and every light eventually burns out.